Hi, I'm Pi, and this is Pie Crust. The official Soulframe channel dropped a 7.5 minute frequently asked questions video regarding Founders and other stuff coming in Preludes 12. And just in case you want to cut out all the fluff, or if you want everything in certain terms, I've gathered every detail myself and I will be reading them out in order of importance, at least in my opinion. Jumping right in, first off, starting on November 25th, Founders will be available. That's 6 days from now as of recording. Founders is available exclusively through Soulframe.com as of release. Founders will also be available for purchase for at least a few months, so there's no huge rush to buy it, especially if you're tight on money, but it's not likely to be available for a full year. Additionally, whenever they do announce the end date for the Founders program, they have promised to give an extensive amount of notice, so you won't be blindsided out of getting Founders. I will also be dropping a video whenever that gets announced, so if you subscribe, you won't miss it. Something that's different about this Founders program compared to Warframe's Founders is Founders will be available for console players upon the release of Soulframe on console. That does still mean that as of the 25th, you will only be able to purchase Founders for PC, but again, whenever Soulframe starts rolling out to other consoles, they will be opening Founders again for a limited time for whichever console Soulframe will be available on. Also, if you were worried about getting locked out of deals or the Paragon bundle or anything like that, don't worry. You will be able to upgrade to Wild Paragon bundle whenever you want later down the road, or you can buy multiple of the individual packs. If you wind up upgrading to Paragon, but you've already bought one or two, it's prorated, meaning that what you've already paid will be subtracted from the Paragon bundle. We still do not have concrete numbers for pricing, but again, each individual pack should be around $30. Unfortunately, as of Founders release, you won't be able to gift it to anyone, though they said that this might change later down the line. Now that we're done with the more logistical stuff, we're going to get to other stuff surrounding the pacts. If you wound up thinking that the concept art for the Wild Pact arms weren't that interesting, they have confirmed that there will be additional distinctions through the shoulder armor that they come with, which wasn't shown off on stream. They did allude to this in the dev stream, but they've also revealed what the wild magic mechanic is. When you have a Wild Pact equipped, whenever you soul steal a color soul that matches your pact's virtue, such as red soul for courage, which would match with the Wild Tetherin Pact, you will be given a buff to that virtue until you get knocked down in combat. They also quickly mentioned that the Paragon Greatsword will have a similar mechanic to Wild Magic Soul Steal, though that's all we really know about it. On the topic of the Paragon Greatsword, it has still been reconfirmed that this will be the only Founders exclusive item, again with the exception that Founders can share blueprints with other people, with the exception that once crafted, it'll bear the name of the founder that gifted the schematic. They also mentioned that bestitching will be coming for weapons at some point, but this will be after Preludes 12. Next, for those of you who are worried about Zenith's wares, remember that's the camel that will act as this game's market, specifically the selling of Drax for Arcs, the premium currency, has been confirmed that was just in there in the last dev stream as a placeholder. They will not in fact be selling Drax for Arcs. Additionally, there's going to be a balance pass for the amount of weapon and pact slots that you get upon first boot up of the game, as well as pricing for additional pacts or weapon slots. Also, for those of you who have a few friends in the game and you want to coordinate some stuff in the Eternium Gardens, you will luckily be able to choose the instance of the gardens that you get to go to. So if you want, you can plant stuff side by side with a friend. And finally, there was one additional final confirmation that we will in fact not be having any more account resets. This was confirmed a while ago, but they went on to elaborate that if specific systems in the game do need a reset due to a full rework or something along those lines, that they will compensate for the time and resources you've put into it, and will get you to a similar level of progression in that system whenever they do rework it. But as of now, that's it. I hope your questions, if you had any, have been answered, and if you have any other uncertainties, or if you just have some kind or excited words to share, please feel free to leave them down below in the comments. Speaking of, I just want to thank you all for the amazing and wonderful comments and support you've given so far. I'm still very new to all this and still finding my footing, so every like and every kind word really makes it worth it. I plan to release a Day 1 Founders Showcase video on the 25th, so if you do want to see all the goodies you can get from the Founders packs in action before you decide whether or not to buy it, please consider subscribing and staying tuned for that. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Once again, I'm Pi. This has been Pie Crust, and I hope you have a wonderful day.